What is up? What's up,
What is up,
everybody?
everybody?
It's JT for discussions here with me. Good friend of mine, man. And I just wanted to say, first and foremost, I just want to say that you have been a friend through everything, and you never wavered, and I really appreciate that. So, just
Of
want to say
course,
that first
man.
and foremost.
That
And
means
I
a
just
lot,
wanted to
man.
be
And
here.
I'll always be here.
Appreciate that, man. Uh, there,
Of
there's,
course.
there's, there's certain people, and you're definitely one.
Thank you.
What is up?
I try to just keep the peace and just be there for
Yeah,
people who I know would be there for me. So,
yeah, man. Always. Got Ninja. You got Russell. Going on,
what's up,
everybody?
Jay, Russell, Austin, Brian? Thank you
Lost
guys
in
for the birthday wishes.
what's going on? Uh, hell yeah, tonight,
Hey,
1982,
Jake.
man. Hey, Jay, how you doing? Yeah, tonight, 1982's pieces, man, fantastic. Probably, if I made out a list of probably the most fun slashers of the era and ones that I revisit
Oh
over and
yeah.
over again, this is definitely probably in the top five, even that top 10.
Absolutely. This is just when I explain this movie to people who haven't seen it, I just say it's so bad it's fantastic in every single way. Like this is just a fun movie.
And some people get confused. I don't know how many people I've had ask me, is it Spanish or is it Italian? That's what we got.
Yeah. It's like we were saying, it's like a Spanish giallo slasher. Like it
Yeah,
it walks that line of slasher giallo like really closely. But it's a fucking slasher movie. There's no denying that.
yeah, definitely, man,
And
definitely.
the gore is fantastic. The kills are great. We get one of the most random scenes in a fucking horror movie or in a film like ever. We get one of the most random endings in a movie. Like there's so many great stuff. So many great things in here.
Yeah, man. You look. I don't know any true slasher fan that doesn't love these, man. There's a certain one, like
Yeah.
I said, there's Sleepaway Camp, at least one and two. There's Sleepaway Massacre. There's Pieces. There's Sorority House Massacre. That's another good one that I haven't touched yet that I really want
Oh,
to.
yeah, I've been meaning to do the trilogy for a while now, like because I like the second one the most out of the sorority house ones with Orville Ketchum. He's a cool ass fucking villain.
Oh, definitely, man, definitely. And that's one that was, I always talk about ones that were quiet or ones that didn't get a lot of do back in the day. And I love the fact
Yeah.
that they're all getting that do now. All these ones that you say 20, 30 years ago, people were like, that sucks.
Oh
It's
yeah.
stupid. It's got no plot. They can't act. Now it's celebrated for almost all those same reasons it's loved for. The same reasons people
Exactly.
hate it.
Just all the just that's where the term came from. I guess that's so bad they're great. Like just like Full Moon tried making that their business was making bad movies that are fun still. But I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of just eventually started making bad movies that were not fun at all. Full Moon, but early Full Moon
People,
I like.
people are strange creatures, man. They really are.
That is
Fickle,
definitely true.
fickle. You know what I mean? Fickle.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can think about it. But here in about shit, in about what is it? Say 47 minutes, man. Like right smack dab in the middle of the movie, man. We'll be kicking off your. Mind if I tell them your 35th birthday? And I'm jealous as fuck because I got 15 years on you. We was talking about those special ages you turn. And I said, well,
Yeah.
no one let you after you're 35 is 50, and you don't want that one. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, I got
hey,
15
Sean.
years. What's up, Sean?
Yeah, man. What you don't realize is the older you get, the faster those years go. It's like
Dude,
yesterday I
they
turned
do, man.
35.
It's crazy. I can't believe my daughter's going to be 10 in February. I'm still like processing that I have a daughter. Now she's 10 already. Like it goes so fast.
Yeah, my daughter would be 27.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm a fan of subspecies too,
subspecies.
man. For something. You know
Yeah,
what I
I like
mean?
the. I think I don't think I've seen them all. I saw the first two. I like those. Those are good full moon pictures. Castle Freak is my favorite full moon.
Yeah, yeah. But he's like, was it what's his name? Vladu or something like that? No,
Yeah, Radu. Is that it?
Vladu,
Radu.
Vladu. That's it. He's like the slimiest vampire. Like you think of a slimy, nasty vampire. He's like
Yeah,
the slobber constantly. He's got these long ass nails, and it's just like,
he's a
and
cool
he's a
take on
fucking
a
pervert.
vampire. Yeah, he is. That's fun. Did they
His
come out with
girlfriend,
a
his
new
death
one
was made by
recently?
Scream.
I think, yeah, that's right. I think they came out with a new one recently, like last year or something. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen like
Yes,
past the second one.
like six, I do believe is the newest. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the
Rob
sixth one.
Roddy, yeah, good big nut.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
hey,
Dan?
Daniel, what's going on, man? Yeah,
How you
oh,
doing, buddy?
definitely. Pieces is the shit, man. We was deciding, we
Oh,
were talking about whether somebody, asked me if it was Spanish or Italian. I was like, yep, exactly.
yeah.
And it was like, which one? I said, oh, yep, that's the best I could do, man. I found so many roles that this dude that plays the dean, and he's been in
Oh
so
yeah,
many
I've
different
seen
roles.
him in other stuff, and I never remember to look into what it is. But yeah, he has a face. I've seen him before in multiple things.
All the way back to 1954, man. He did the Egyptian, he did Student Prince. I mean, a lot of shit, man.
He's a good
And they was going to
character
make a
in this
sequel
too.
to this. They was going to make a sequel to this, and they talked about it, and the producer wanted to. Is that noise
And then
happening
it
on your
just
end? Or mine?
that was my phone went off. Yeah, let me put it on silent.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. But yeah, and
Notifications and shit.
if you look up Pieces 2, it actually tells you that in 1988 and 89 it was made, but it
Hmm,
wasn't.
that's interesting. I would love to see what they would have done with the pieces too. Kind of like how we're getting the Mutilator too this year supposedly.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That's interesting.
Yeah, by the same director, writer Buddy Cooper. He's doing the same thing, and it's like a meta take on the first film. Like two of the actors, or one of the actors and one of the actresses, are coming back, but they're playing different roles. So I don't know. 40 years later, we're getting a sequel to The Mutilator. I would have never
Maybe
imagined that happening. But who knows?
that was a very
Maybe it's
unique one back then, man. So maybe he can still whip it
yeah.
out because that was unique for a dad to lose it. You know what I mean? And do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that you
Feels
know the
like it.
killer the whole time. Like I like slashers that do that every now and then to switch it up. That it's not just a mass killer or some unknown person, or it's a like Giallo's, like it's a mystery till the end. This in that movie, the entire time. Yeah,
Final Exam did that
was that
too,
Final
man.
Exam? Yeah, Final
He
Exam.
had no reason at all. He just showed up and started killing people.
Yep. And
He
I
said,
like
"Fuck
when they
it."
do that. They switch it up a bit. So that was a good idea for the mutilator to right from the beginning. It's the father. This guy's pissed and hates his son that just decides to take all his anger out on him.
Yeah, man, because there's nothing scarier than just like with Michael Myers. No, but he had a little bit more of a backstory. But for no backstory at all, just to show up someplace random and start wiping people out. That's
Yeah.
that's a lot scarier because that could happen to any of us at any time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's I mean that was Halloween pretty much was playing off of all that type of urban crime and shit. Like having people, being in your house and breaking into your house or trying to hurt you. That's basically what Halloween was trying to say, and that is much scarier, which is why I agree with you when we say all the time, I hate the brother and sister thing with Laurie and Michael. I
Yeah,
never
that's
liked
pretty
it. It should
cool.
have been a standalone movie, and then get Halloween 3 right after the original. That would have been the perfect Halloween timeline for me.
Yeah, yeah. To me, I'd have been happy for Halloween to be a Stanley. I've talked about this before. Can you imagine all these years later if that would have been the only Halloween movie? If the last thing you've seen was Loomis looking over the side and him being gone,
Yep.
and then him showing all the places and then getting back to the house, and then that was it. Can you imagine how iconic? I mean, it would even be more iconic than it is now.
Yeah, I
I think.
mean, it's definitely possible, and I've always wished it went that way. I wish they went that anthology route. That way, we would have got 78, and then right after that, we would have got Season of the Witch, which is my favorite
Mhm.
sequel in the series. And then whatever they did after that would be a totally different universe from
Yeah,
what we're
yeah,
in now.
yeah. Because we had a kick-ass time with Halloween 3 last night, man. And we discussed the anthology and all that kind of stuff, and it just
Yeah, I love 3.
somebody asked me, I can't remember who it was. Somebody asked me about it being an anthology, and it's like, well, I think that's the best chance of the way it's going to go now. That's the way it would make sense, and it would go over so
I
well
would
now.
like that actually. Yeah, I think that would be, if any time to rectify that mistake of not doing it and do it, probably be now, like after the last trilogy.
I just wonder what stories they had in mind, because they had to have stories in mind.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And just the fact that we got Season of the Witch, I'm guessing
Yeah,
that was that on the list either when they thought the idea up or shortly after. So who
Yeah.
knows what other great ideas that they had that just never saw the light of day.
And a cool way to do it too. You got anthology movies rather than an anthology movie with anthology stories in it. You just got a different
Yeah,
anthology movie each time, like every
yeah,
year. I
and
think
that
that would
would.
go really good. This horror's bigger than it's ever.
Oh yeah, especially like indie horror that's making it into theaters, like Terrifier 2 is coming back into theaters, I think, for another run, or the first Terrifier they're putting in theaters, something like that. And like Skinamarink, as much as I don't care for it, I know you like that movie, but that just making it to theaters is a win for independent film. So I mean, it
Yeah,
is big right now, horror, like
oh,
bigger
it's
than it
gonna be.
usually is.
It's to me. I love how it shows real terror. It shows whatever It brings it from a kid's point of view, and it shows it the different because they're so young. They're confused. I can remember being younger and having a lot of problems and not understanding what was going on around me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
There's nothing more terrifying than shit you just don't get, you don't understand yet because your mind's still too young.
yeah,
That's why I
exactly.
love
You can't
it.
process stuff yet fully.
Yeah. Hey, Cal, what's going on, man?
What's up, Kyle? Now
But
the guy who plays what the hell is his name in this? The big ass dude with the chainsaw. He's from Midnight Express, who plays the guard, the badass guard who fucked with the main guy hardcore in Midnight Express, and he plays Bluto in the Popeye movie,
yep, yep.
which is funny as hell. Hey, Carrie.
That's an interesting connection to Robin Williams and everything he's done, and Shelley Duvall of The Shining, which is another one of my top favorites.
Yeah, yeah. That I always
Yeah,
laugh when I see pieces and I think of him as as Bluto from Popeye.
he's in this film, just like in Popeye. He's always got this look on his face, like
Yeah,
he's just like
like he's in deep thought about who he's gonna murder next. Like,
he just starts
like
fucking them all
he's
up.
great.
Finally, he just has to stop kicking their ass, or he'd still been kicking their ass. He's trying to blow your brains out. I could see him taking that gun and shoving a rap at dude's ass. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh
brains
yeah,
out.
he manhandles like what, like four cops in this movie in that one scene by the top by the pool. He manhandles like 4 or 5 police officers like it's nothing.
Easy. Yeah, absolutely, man. Um, I got the link up there. I can throw it up there again. For if you want to go on look movie, it is up there. That
Yeah,
way,
that's what I'm watching it on.
I don't know what everybody else is watching on. I don't know if it's on streaming anywhere free. It's ad free or anything. But look movie is definitely ad free. So
I
there
know
it is.
Tubi has it also, but yeah, if you don't want ads, look movies a lot more convenient.
Hour and a half movie over 2 hours. Yeah, I've got here's the first, this is the diamond. This is the first pieces I ever got because actually, when did you first come on to pieces? Because I was kind of late to pieces actually.
I came across pieces in my like 15, 16, like mid-teens because a friend of mine's brother had the VHS. And same with Blood Rage, but that I had the VHS. I saw that younger. Like all the other more obscure ones that are getting more popular the last 7, 8 years because of who released Blood Rage, the Mutilator. Was it Arrow or Scream Factory? It was one of those companies
Yes,
that
I love
released a lot of those 80 slashers that were, like you were saying before, like nobody remembers them or saw them unless you saw them like back in like Blockbuster and you were shopping and just picking random movies. Nobody remembered or was talking about Blood Rage, the Mutilator, like any of those movies like 10 years ago. Like this is a great thing that say what you will about those specific companies, Shout Factory, Scream Factory, and all that, but they're bringing back and brought back a lot of beloved obscure movies. Yeah, yeah, those are always the two I think of immediately when I think
it.
of like all those slashers that have been getting releases.
These were side by side in my collection. They were like this right together.
Nice. Yeah, they're always usually side by side in my mind also as favorite
Yeah,
slashers of mine.
definitely, definitely. But yeah, I mean, if you guys watch it on Tubi, you just follow this link and get it on Look Movie where you don't have to worry about that shit. You don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
there's
all
no
those.
ads.
Yeah, and you can watch it on with this. We'll all end about the same time. Took about another 36 minutes until. Hold on, let me Let me see. Okay. Yeah, it's got original Spanish, original model with Spanish soundtrack and original English language soundtrack.
Yeah, I gotta eventually watch the Spanish soundtrack one, or just even listen to it because I'm
I've
interested
never watched
to
it either.
see the difference.
Yeah, I've never checked it out either, so that would be pretty cool, man. Let's see, and there's also a thing on here on this Grindhouse version. I'm just want to check it out. Um, Original score by Umberto, and it's the music only. So if you watch it, you get just the music.
Nice.
In the
Yeah,
Vine Theater
the score is
41.
great.
So yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and push play movie and pause it here. Then everybody's ready. I'll count it down. We'll get it running.
Yeah, cool.
I'll go ahead
Yeah,
and go ahead.
there's some iconic lines in this movie for people who have seen this movie. There's just everything is golden in this whole
I've
movie.
got to work the bastard into my intro. I've got to work the bastard. I have.
Yeah, I mean, Bastard is just iconic. People who haven't even seen this movie, they know that scene, know that line, and they just don't know what it's from.
Yeah, yeah. And this is one of the two of the best. You get this, and there's also a really nice Arrow version where you get the puzzle and everything. That puzzle, I guess, was a chick named Victoria Ebro. It's funny.
That's infamous too. The puzzle.
Boston 1942 is where it says it starts out, but it's actually made in Madrid. And the funny thing is, she gets those trash bags. I guess those kind of plastic trash bags were not invented until 1950.
I love stuff like that.
Hell yeah! Not a bit of it was shot in Boston, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though this house looks just like I have it paused right here because there is no thing like Universal or whatever. It just starts right out with Boston 1942, which
Yep.
I guess
Yep.
one of the VHS versions didn't have this intro. It started out with with the opening credits rather than this.
Really? And it skips the whole murder at the beginning.
Which
Wow.
which if that's the
That
only way
cha-
you've ever
that,
seen it, by the time you
that
get to the
changes a
end, oh,
lot.
why the hell is
Yeah.
he in it?
Yeah. Exactly. That changes everything.
Like why in the hell is he fucking so strange, man?
Yeah. That's the whole setup for the whole premise of the movie.
I'm not
That's
surprised. They
strange.
used to do that shit a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They slash the shit out of movies.
Nope, no 4K yet, Austin. Get it. It's only just give it a little bit of time. It'll happen.
Oh
They
yeah.
just
It'll
Arrow just
definitely
shipped me.
come 4K.
Arrow just shipped my Psycho set. I know if you knew Arrow was coming out with it, but they're coming out with a Psycho set. It's a really nice box set. It's got the first and second, third, and fourth Psycho in it. It's got a bunch of lobby cards and all that bullshit in it. So
Nice.
they just shipped that. I also pre-ordered that Hellraiser one because I missed the original one. And this has got I think the first four in it, which
Yeah, Hellraiser's a series I never saw past the third one, and I don't care for the first. I don't. It's not my thing. Hellraiser. I like the first two,
Yeah, I know.
but
Yeah,
I
I know.
can't like. I'm not like huge on Hellraiser at all.
Yeah, I've never been huge either. It's been a while since I've seen the third one, but the third one does got a pretty good story. It's got a lot of good shit at that's the one with the one chick, right? Where and he's got the big ass fucking piece come in there that's got a pinhead in it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
redwood
That sounds familiar. So I'm guessing it's the third one because I know I haven't seen past that.
It's been
The
a
second
long
one
time.
I like the second one. I think better than the first one, if I remember right from my last watches. The remake wasn't bad. The one on Hulu that came out last year wasn't great, but like as a not a huge Hellraiser fan, I had fun with it.
Right. The problem with the first one is I think it's just such a slow burn and it's got so much of the sexual aspect to it rather than the horror. There's not a whole lot of
Yeah.
Cenobites or anything in it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, nah.
It's mainly Julia and Frank and you know what I mean and Kirsten.
Yeah, their story and everything. I mean, two, then it starts getting a little more into the Cenobites.
Yeah. Hellraiser. I'm more Hellraiser nut. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Austin. It doesn't surprise me. If everybody needs more time, let me know. Otherwise, they'll stop me when I'm counting this down. Or Yeah, I like.
Right.
There's actually a couple of the later ones that I don't mind either. That I don't think have bad story. Most, ones that most people don't like. A couple of those I don't find too bad either.
A lot of them I know came from just scripts that had nothing to do with Hellraiser at all, and then they just tweak some things and then release it right to DVD.
Just kind of slip him in there. Here you go. We'll just
Yeah, yeah. Here's
slowly
Pinhead.
stick Pinhead.
Here you go. Now it's a Hellraiser movie.
That's all you need, Pinhead for a couple minutes, I guess.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's only in it, I guess, the first movie, a few minutes too. Like if you add up all the time, I don't think he's in it. Yeah, I don't think he's in the first movie for longer than 10 minutes at the most.
The making of this right here has got all the making ofs on it. Leviathan. That's actually pretty damn good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Check it out on Prime.
Oh, nice.
All right, guys, I'm gonna start counting down. If
Cool.
you guys aren't ready, or someone needs more time, let me know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be starting out with Boston, 1942.
Yeah. I love this whole intro. It was great.
This
What a
fucking
smart
woman is
kid.
fucking evil, man. God damn, she's.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's like Jesus Christ. You
And you,
stupid little bastard is like,
you
damn.
never mess around with a kid's pornography or naked women. That's the lesson here. Or you'll get brutally axed to death.
Right. And think about it. If this is 1942 with all this the way it happened, they wouldn't necessarily suspect him because this kind of shit just didn't happen then.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, exactly. He's brilliant in this, his plan. Big man, big man.
Conveniently, the one piece that's not in there yet is the vagina section.
Yeah, I know.
God, yeah. She kicking shit around, cussing them out.
Yeah, she's pissed.
Nobody's supposed to. Like 10 no-nos of parenting already.
Yeah, and then she wonders why what happens. And this is another movie you never be made today, just for the intro scene here alone.
Oh, definitely. Calling the kid names, talking shit about his dad. You know what I mean? And that's just two, and that happened in like 5 seconds.
Exactly. And he already has it all planned in his head. He's like, I'll show you. He just runs off.
Yeah. There's a box. That's the cool thing about the Arrow set, man. It's got all that shit, man. I mean, the Grindhouse set too, the limited edition came with puzzle, but only the Arrow set with the box, with the puzzle, and everything. It came with all of it, and the final.
That's awesome.
Oh, actually shows it hitting her fucking head.
Yeah,
It's aspect I never
love it.
Before.
That shit's great. What's up, Foreign Horror?
Hey, what's going on, Ed?
I mean, yeah, even for 82, like you never. It's rare to see a kid that age murder its parent that brutally.
Yeah.
Like even for a slasher film in the 80s.
The blood splatter was done well too, man. It wasn't overly done. You just had where you'd
Yeah.
the accident, so it looked somewhat.
Yeah, it's not like they over covered it in blood and stuff, and now he's hacking the body up. That's great.
You can tell he was actually sawing into something too because it bent for just a second when he was pushing it.
Yep. I know for the scene later on in the bathroom when the girl gets the chainsaw, they used a pig torso to cut into it for that shot, which is a cool idea.
They definitely did. The entrails and the blood here is used from the slaughterhouse and from actual dead animals.
That's the best way. This kid's just so casual too. He's just putting the puzzle back together.
There they are. They're going to break in. So let me get this all set up here, and I'll get in the closet and act all terrified.
I guess it's a brilliant plan for this kid because nobody, like you said, especially back in the early 40s, nobody's going to not believe this kid.
Yeah, and you can tell this wasn't his first thought about this either. You know, she had been
right? Like this could have happened in his head, like in his fantasies, like mad times already. and our heads in the closet.
He's considered this.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And little Timmy. She just assuming he's chopped.
That's all you got to do. It's just like big man, mommy, mommy.
Big man.
Yeah, that's it.
All these years later, still looking for big man.
Yeah. Wanted poster. Have you seen Big Man?
Yeah.
It's been missing for six decades.
Just a shadow of a big dude, yeah. This is the description.
I love the opening score here.
Oh man,
And with just the knife with pieces next to it.
You couldn't mix Giallo with slasher any better, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And like I was telling you,
and Christopher George in here, which is fantastic.
And his wife, Linda Day.
And Linda Day.
She went by Linda Day George for a little while. I think I don't remember if she died first or if he died first. They've both been dead for years, I think.
Yeah.
Mortuary. Or what a mortuary?
Yeah, Mortuary was what, 80?
Like maybe 80? A year later?
Yeah, 83. No, maybe it was 83 Mortuary, I'm thinking. I forget.
Hold on.
City of the Living Dead was 81.
This was made a year before Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Weird.
Trying to think. Yeah, you're trying to think of his last film, or a horror film. Christopher George.
And you remember in right around this time too, like a year or two prior, he made a City of the Living Dead. I always wondered why she wasn't in that one too. She must have been busy doing a TV movie.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because you usually saw them together in a decent amount of things. You got the trade. I do too. Yeah, it's just something about him. Like he's just got this great character to him.
Yeah.
What's up, Russell?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
20 minutes officially. Or a little less, a little more, whatever.
About 24 minutes by the world clock or whatever, the actual computer clock.
Yeah.
Grindhouse Blu-ray piece of 4K scan. Yeah, that's what I'm checking out. Austin is the Grindhouse.
So he kept the shoes and the dress from that day. Well, I don't know how he kept all that. When the police take it and shit.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's pretty smart, man. Maybe he snuck back in and got it. The shoes have the Dawn of the Dead blood going.
Yeah.
Because that blood would not look like that on those shoes.
That too bright. Yeah, I know. I don't like that in American films. That's a big thing that brings Dawn down for me.
Really?
Is the blood look? Yeah.
I love it. It's nostalgic for me. I love every time
I
see that bright shit, I'm like, yeah.
Like for me, like it works in Italian films, like in Argento's especially, and like that was big, like in the early '70s and stuff. But seeing it in a Romero film it's always been jarring for me a little bit.
Yeah, you check out something like Last House on the Left. The blood in it looked really good.
Yeah,
it actually looked like the blood that they mixed together later, but because I do believe that blood was made with Cairo and food coloring too. The formula that they went in with later, which basically Dick Smith told Tom Savini. That's how Savini changed
when he was heading up to film Friday, right?
Yeah. He right before he did that, he seen Dawn of the Dead, I guess, and he got hold of me. He's like, man, do you want a better formula for that blood where it looks a little better, not so bright and colorful?
I think they had to add green to it, like some drops of green, so on white surfaces it would show still like blood red.
But yeah, that's Dick Smith's formula, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Friday the 13th would be the first movie that Savini used that blood formula on.
It remember so good, man. If it hadn't been for his makeup in the original Friday, I'm not sure it would have taken off like it did, man. His effects is what did it.
Oh yeah, Savini's just a master.
Right from laying Annie's throat open right there, the very first, not the first kill, but the first kill of present.
The present day, yeah. And I love how it's just in broad daylight, and this bitch gets decapitated, like like in the middle of the day. Like you don't see that often, which is great.
Yeah, I remember first seeing this. I was not expecting that. I thought he was just, I don't remember who it was, but I showed this movie to somebody, and they got a hell of a kick out of that chick laying there with her head buried in the ground, kicking. Stop laughing at this movie, goddammit. Some people just find, you know what I mean? They like to laugh at these early women.
Oh yeah, and I could see why, but it's brilliant. Like it's bad filmmaking, but it's brilliant at the same time.
Yeah. This Sergeant Holden is great too. He makes a great sidekick.
I was just thinking that too. I like the his sidekick here.
He's the one that says, "I'll blow your fucking brain."
Yeah.
Frank
I wonder
Brown.
what happened to Ian Sarah, the main kid from this. I was talking to him through email a few times. He said he'd come on, and then he just disappeared. And so I don't know what happened to him.
Kindle? Yeah.
He's like a director, producer now. Like he has his own production company, puts out probably shit we've never even heard of, but be cool to talk to him. Yeah, that line's famous. Greatest thing in the world is smoking pot and fucking on a waterbed at the same time.
All at the same time. Yeah. Here she is talking about. They laugh at me. They
Yeah.
say something's wrong with mine. What are pictorials? Mine are fun. He's like,
and,
no,
and he just has to stare there and not say anything.
Oh my god. She wanted to see if he'd point him out on her or him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. If he dare touch her.
He wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, they're right here. No, oh, sorry. They're right here.
You have insight into the world.
They think it's one of the staff.
Waterbed. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We all did back in waterbeds for the thing. It was a long time ago.
They still haven't found the head. I just love the taglines for this movie also. That is just, it's exactly what you think it is. And you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Like, all of that is brilliant.
It's got two taglines, which is cool. You know what I mean? And they're both cool. You know, Russell was talking about the waterbed thing. The thing about the waterbed thing is, though, one thing you find out rather quickly if you're with your wife or whatever, is it's a little different thing on a waterbed. You know what I mean? You find out rather quickly that it's a whole different aspect of sex on the waterbed.
It's like gravity's shifted. It's like it's like working in different gravity.
You get moving, you know what I mean, and it just doesn't work out the same as a regular bed. You find that out real quick. This guy is like great, man. This Dean is.
Yeah, I've always liked his performance in this.
Yeah, I mean, his skin tone though, he looks like. So he looks like right there. It's like, damn, dude, are you all right? Get some vitamins in you or something, man.
He's like vitamin D.
Because you're not looking good. I think Christopher Jordan might have died of cancer, lung cancer, or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it was some type of cancer, if I remember correctly. An unfortunate accident. They deem a decapitation as an unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
That's funny.
This guy is so tough. Him and his fucking.
They try really hard to make him like a suspect. The teacher there.
Mr. Turtleneck, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a turtleneck / asshole kind of guy. You keep me in judge. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sitting here and I got shit.
I got school to run.
Clean this body up off your students freaking out.
I love how in this whole movie, a lot of movies with Christopher George, he has a cigar in his mouth, but it's never lit. The guy
Right.
can never light his cigar, and I love it.
Yeah, he's one of those chewers. He just chews on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he asks like twice in this movie, someone's got a light, like just now, and then he does later, and they both say no, and he just keeps it in his mouth. It's so great.
That's the healthiest way to do it. Yeah.
It's a present from not very tough.
Maybe that's what I need to
The
do.
skull of a girl.
Get some cigars and just chew on them and bullshit and talk. You know?
Right? We'll call it the Christopher George.
Right.
What is the point? Who knows this day?
Oh my
We're just
God.
out buying
Hang on.
Oh, I think
Now, this movie has one of the most random scenes in a movie ever. For those who haven't seen it, we'll talk about it when it comes. But what an amazingly random scene we get a little later. What's up, Junebug?
Hey, Drew, what's going on? Random scene.
Yeah, a little later on with the Kung Fu.
Oh, Bruce Lee.
Yep.
That's his fucking name. It's Bruce Lee. Except
I know,
when he-
it's insane. I love the way he cleans his chainsaw. Like he's like smiling and it's glistening in the sunlight.
See, there he is. She's going like, you got one spoon and I'm looking at you like, what do you want?
yes, but
I know you're up to something, you little motherfucker. So you look at him.
I know, he has that look on like he's just ready to kill somebody. Like, and he's thinking of it and he's like entertaining and laughing about the thought in his head.
See, look at him. He's like, oh, you can just tell he wants
Yeah, he like goes behind her. Why I order.
He has mastered that look, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He does all the way through as Bluto. It's fantastic.
He's such a fun character in this.
He's large. Yeah. And large.
So for those not watching, we have a serial killer on a Boston college campus that are chainsawing up female co-eds and keeping their pieces for something. Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall.
Izzy and
This
Sarah.
is like this tiny, skinny little dweeb guy, but he's like the man. You know?
Yeah, this guy's like the stud of the campus.
Yeah. He's got it going on.
Like when he's with the girl, when he's in bed with the girl later, and he hears the noise, he wants to go outside, and then she's like, "Kendall, come to bed. I'll do whatever you want." It's like this guy is like, I like rocket, Kendall.
He is, man. He's just got that. He's just got that certain something. He's just like, yeah, I'll catch you later. She's like, get a hold of me. He's like, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
He's
That's
so
why you gotta
funny
play
in
it, though, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't see him going, oh yeah. He was just like,
He's such a funny character in this. He was in an episode. The director of this did like a short called Pod People a year
Okay.
before this or something. And Ian Sarah, Kendall here was in that also. And I don't think the director did anything really else like after this.
not so much. I mean, I think he did a lot of a little bit of foreign stuff, but nothing really.
Yeah,
major.
probably.
Jean Pierre Simon,
Yeah, somehow.
something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
There's that same chick that was all about Kendall.
Yeah, at the pool.
Kendall knows he's missing out on. I love the sexy chick music it's playing.
I know, right? It's like something out of like a 70s porno.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of times they don't look quite as good, you know what I mean? Look real good in jeans or something. But
Yeah.
I have to say, in this particular case, that's not a factor.
Indeed. And it's funny. It's funny when he just takes like the pool skimmer and like knocks her out with it. Like she looks unconscious when he pulls her out of the water. just from putting a pool skimmer on her head and dragging her a little bit.
Yeah. He's being careful, you know.
I love the
Midnight,
killer's look in this.
Midnight Express, and Blue on Papa L definitely. The Bluto character, like I said, I remember that song that Shelley DuVall sings on it, and he's long.
Yeah. And in the water she goes.
Who's let me see. Let's see here. Yeah, Bruce Lee. The producer, Dick Randall. He I guess at the time he's making this, he was making kung fu movies, and he just kind of brought him over and had this Bruce Lee with one guy come over and do that just because.
Yeah, and he was working on another film, right? Like in the same set or something like that. They just had him do a scene in there. I mean, it's so random. I mean, it makes sense when you know that backstory.
Yeah, because back when I was a kid, there was this thing on like Saturday nights, man. It was like called like Kung Fu Theater. It was on every Saturday night, and that's you would see Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee and all of them and those kind of shows.
Yeah. You just passed 20 minutes or so, Russ. You just passed the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, we got it's 10 to 12 now. Yeah, yep. 20 minutes, 21 seconds.
I like how you don't see like her kill here, but the aftermath is fucking gnarly. What, like you see her body just all cut apart? That looks great.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot he was the head guard in Midnight Express. I haven't seen that since I was probably 13 years old.
That blew my mind when I connected those two like years ago and realized that he's the guy for Pieces is the same guy as in Midnight Express. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I've been collecting vinyls here lately, and I got a deal where I got Clockwork Orange and Midnight Express and Easy Rider and Billy Jack all for $20.
Nice.
That's not bad. Great shape.
That's not bad
they're
at all.
Originals too. They smell like an old bookstore, so you know they're original.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, Russ, the pool scene just ended. And they might as well give Kendall like a fucking badge and gun because they make him work with the police this entire movie.
He wants to be a cop. I mean, you can tell he's all into it.
He's like in detective mode completely.
Yeah, like I was telling you before, this giallo look on this dude came from the old comic book, the old Shadow comic book.
Yeah, I gotta check out images from that because I've always loved his look in this.
They had been a movie what 20 years ago called The Shadow, and had I think Alec Baldwin in it.
That sounds familiar, actually.
I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not. I'm assuming because the pictures I've seen of The Shadow, he had the hat on and shit.
Yeah. Have you seen the teaser trailer for Eli Roth's Thanksgiving? I just watched it today. The look of the killer there looks similar to this a bit with the black hat, but it's more of a Thanksgiving hat in Thanksgiving. But he has the black fucking coat and he has the black gloves. Like you can tell. I mean, Eli Roth is public. I think it even says it on that box that you have, the DVD, that Eli Roth's favorite film.
Yes, it's his favorite slasher.
Yep.
I was talking about that because I heard about that several months ago, like fucking at the end of the winter or the beginning of spring, they announced that he was going to be making a Thanksgiving slasher, and me and Nike discussed that on one of our shows that we did.
Yeah,
so I'm glad it's finally coming out, and it's right in time for
Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I mean I've been waiting for that movie since Grindhouse was in theaters. And that fake trailer was in the middle of it. I said, I want to see this like as an actual movie. That was like 15 plus years ago. So it's great that we're going to finally get it. Yeah, here, this guy manhandles all these cops. Breaks a 2x4 on him. Yeah, and he's still going headbutting people. That's funny.
He's a fucking movie. He's like, give me that motherfucker. He swings it and takes off running.
That's so
Smart
funny.
man.
Well, blow your brains out.
I could have swore he put fucking in there.
That happens to be a lot with certain movies, right? You'll remember a scene or a line, you'll think it's a little different than what it actually is.
Yeah. I think he thought about it for a minute because he kind of brains. He
Yeah,
kind of
he pauses, yeah, before he finishes the line. But look, that whole just puddle of human wreckage looks phenomenal. Her whole body, because he takes her torso piece, right? Because he already got the head, so this is the body. So just her arms and head and legs and stuff looks great.
Yeah, the Billy Jack movies. Billy Jack was actually the second one. There was one right before it, and he's fighting with a motorcycle gang that assaults a girl. The Billy Jack movies are very cool. I love that song from the actual one called Billy Jack. Go ahead and hate your neighbor.
I know the song. You mean. I think I saw the. How many are there of those? I've seen Billy Jack. I know I saw the first one.
I think I might have. Born Losers, Billy Jack Goes to Washington, and
yeah, there's a bunch, right? I know I saw one of them, probably the original one.
Yeah, the first one's Born Losers. Like I say, it's about him with
that might be it.
And then the second one's Billy Jack. That's the two best ones. Yep, the Born Losers. Yep, exactly, Austin. That might be the best one. They're both really good though.
Yeah, those might be time for a rewatch for those soon.
Yeah, this one guy, the mayor of the city, ever tells me, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do this and that, and there's nothing you can do about it. Billy Jack says, you know what, I'm gonna take this right foot and I'm gonna kick you on that side of your face, and you know what, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. Yeah. McLaughlin, Tom McLaughlin. He
trying
just
to
died.
figure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. So now the police are trying to figure out what the killer is doing with the body parts.
Yeah, it's like we got two like in a day or so. So it's like something needs to have. The trial of Billy Jackson. Yep, exactly. And then Washington's fourth. Exactly. Thanks, Austin.
Cool.
Yeah, the trial of Billy Jack, because from what happens, the ramifications of the second one, which is called Billy Jack, that's what the third one's about. It's about his trial because of what he does in that.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta check all those out again.
Definitely, man. I've got the old DVD set. I never updated it to the Screen Factory or the Shout Factory Blu-ray yet, but I have that original set that came out probably 10, 15 years ago.
Nice.
Born Losers is very different. I don't know, Austin. I thought the second one, the one called Billy Jack, was a lot like Born Losers. I feel like they mixed really well together. Christopher Jordan, I'd like to have seen him in, like, I wouldn't have minded him at least doing a little something in every slasher earlier.
Oh yeah. I mean, even he's the only thing, one of the only things at Graduation Day for me that's good. Like I've never cared for Graduation Day, but he plays the coach in that. He kills it in that too. He always kills it in these early '80s films.
Yeah, because in the '70s he done a little bit more serious, a little bit more. But in the early '80s and shit, like I think like starting with Graduation Day and Sleeping Dead is when he's doing more horror.
Yeah, he was just taking whatever roles I guess were coming his way for all this with the slasher boom.
Yeah, they're I love the fact that they get more respect now, at least in the horror community.
Oh yeah.
There really wasn't much of a horror community like it is now back then, though. Or in the '90s is when they got shit on so much.
I could see it. That's because of all the direct to video and stuff, terrible movies that were coming out in the '90s. So I guess that's probably why. That's why a lot of people point to Scream as saving horror in the '90s, which is stupid. Because horror was doing pretty all right, even despite that. but the slasher
Yeah.
genre was definitely on the decline.
It may have helped it might have helped it kick back in a little bit simply because of the success of it.
Yeah,
But other than that,
and that's
I don't feel like
that's what brought in urban legend, and I know you did last summer.
Valentine.
Well, Valentine, I like actually. That's one
Yeah.
that's one of those post screen slasher light films that I actually really like. Valentine.
Yeah, I got Valentine. I got the Urban Legend set up there. I'm sure you've seen Urban Legend Bloody Mary. That one's not bad. It's not a slasher, but it's actually pretty
Yeah,
decent.
I haven't seen
So
that
you're gonna put
one.
your mind upon that too.
I've been seeing it, like I know it exists for like ever since it came out. I never pulled the trigger on watching it, but I should have. I know it's not the same as and I know it's not a slasher like typically. So
Um, to me, Urban Legend Bloody Mary. If you've seen both of them, to me it's the plot is a lot like Prom Night 2. Hello, Mary Lou.
I
There
love
are
that
big
one. I love Promenade too.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary is a lot like.
I might give it. I might like it then. I'll give it a look see. Because yeah, that's my. I've never been a big prom night fan. Like the first prom night, I've always loved Hello Mary Lou much better.
As far as both of them made the same year, you had Prom Night and Terror Train, both with JLC in them. Jamie Lee Curtis. I always preferred Terror Train over Prom Night.
Terror Train 2 is another one that I don't. I like Terror Train more than Prom Night for sure. That's another one. It's not a favorite of mine either, Terror Train. But I do like David Copperfield being the magician in there. I like the look of the killer. Like this is definitely a lot of good stuff in Terror Train.
Vanity's in there before she was going by Vanity.
Yeah. They made a sequel. I mean, a remake for Tubi, and I didn't even watch it. I heard how terrible it was, and then they made a sequel to the Tubi remake. So they made Terror Train 2. Yeah, it's on Tubi. Both that and the sequel to the remake.
Probably chops him in the windpipe. Yeah, kills that motherfucker. You talk about the son of the mayor, Austin? Yeah, the son that assaults his good friend. It's leaving school. Yeah. I probably shouldn't talk much about it since you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'll check them out. I'm sure
Billy
I'll
Jackson
find. They're probably right here on Look Movie. The Look Movie has fucking everything.
Billy Jackson calmly takes care of the situation, man. Now this dance scene here, I guess this dance scene, you know, in the dance studio, I guess the director wanted them to be naked, but one of them had never made a movie before, and she didn't want to, so they all just decided to put the dance leotards on.
That's interesting.
I guess he wanted them to be naked.
Well, I don't know why he didn't just kick that one out and kept the rest of them. Had them all naked.
How did she knew somebody, or she was related to somebody, or somebody's daughter?
Probably. That could be. That can definitely be.
Something like that.
And I love this girl's kill too.
Yeah, definitely. I did this probably close to a year ago. I started doing a lot of these. I did this with John Steele last time, and that one was really
great guy.
But these kind of movies here, man, probably before the end of my career is over, I'll probably do each of my favorites probably 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah, because this was my 4th video on the channel. I did was Pieces. Was the 4th video I did. That's how much I love Pieces. Like it was like the 4th movie I did. I was like, I have to talk about Pieces. I think it was like a 45-minute video.
Yeah, I mentioned it, and he was like, "Hey, why don't we just make it one?" You know, this was one.
Yeah, because I was thinking of rewatching it after that Sleepaway Camp one with Mr. Dan, and we brought up Pieces. So I was like, "Yeah, man, how can I not do Slash September and not watch Pieces?" So I said, "This works perfect." Once I saw that it was scheduled on your page, I said, "Perfect." I said, "I'm asking him, we'll do it."
Yeah, of course, it didn't happen a week or so ago. So actually, you know, they say things happen for a reason. It's cool that it worked out to where it's your birthday. As a matter of fact, 1203, happy birthday, JT.
Well, thanks very much, man. That's right. It is past 12.
Yep.
Another year. Linda Day George. I love how they act together. I mean, for husband and wife, sometimes you see that husband and wife act together and it bleeds in too much. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. They always play well against, like, with each other on screen.
And they're never together either. You notice they never.
Yeah.
They're always something else. Yeah. Like in here, she's like a tennis pro. She plays
Yeah.
Mary Riggs, which was actually a tennis pro. And I guess the one that, since she can't play tennis, the one that's actually out there playing tennis is the real Mary Riggs.
Okay. I didn't know they named it after a real one, a real
Yep,
player.
she was actually a tennis pro.
Thank you, Russ.
So
All you have to do, your eyes open. Watch out there.
he's giving the lowdown. Yeah,
Again with the cigar, no light. I love it.
not knowing if this kid might be the killer or whatever. I guess it's his way to keep an eye on him because he always seems to run into the people. So he's saying
Yeah,
if this
no, he
kid is the
does.
killer, at least like keep an eye on him. If he's not,
Yeah,
he can keep on
keep
up.
him close.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like keep your enemies close in case he is an enemy.
yep. Because he always seems to know him. You know, that's the problem. But the thing of it is, he doesn't realize is this kid knows all the girls.
Exactly. This guy's the campus stud.
Yeah, which I think it's funny because he doesn't fit that at all. You know what I mean? But he plays it very confidently.
Thank you, Care Bear.
Look at like man.
Bastard. Every time I see Linda Day, I can't not hear bastard in my head.
Bastard. Yeah, one of my intros that I made on the show that I had a while back, I had that at the very end. And it kind of fades out. The picture fades out while she's still going, bastard.
It's such an iconic line. And like Garbage Day from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. That's another one that people know that line, but they don't know where it's from. Like, it's another one like this.
I always thought that one was kind of shit on too. That's one that still kind of gets shit on because they say hey, it's basically just the first one. Well, yeah,
I mean, it is,
but it does have its own thing going too. I
yeah, and
really.
it has its fun moments for sure. Like once the second half, like the original material, not the first film, starts playing.
They found a really smart way to make a sequel. They're like, well, we'll just have a lot of these flashbacks, and then we'll just that way they don't have to spend nearly as much money making it.
Oh yeah, they've probably spent less than half their budget, like on the new footage.
See, because you notice when you can make out Linda Day, George, you can make her out. It's all real close-up shots, and all she's doing is swinging and hitting the ball.
Yeah.
But the far-away shots, you can't make out her face because it's the other chick.
That's cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you did a good job shooting it so that it conceals her.
Yeah. Like that service she just did here a minute ago, that was actually her, and you can see that service was terrible. It was lobbed way over here. Tennis is a hard game, though.
Yeah, I've never been a big tennis guy. I've played a few times.
It's hard, man. I mean, it's like golf. Yeah. Golf's not even, those two games are rough. They're hard to do. And tennis, you talk about cardio, man. Jeez.
Oh yeah. You gotta be able to move around for sure.
All the time. Just looking at it makes me cough and choke. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. I thought about this. I have smoked 35 years. I've smoked the same amount of time you've been alive, man. That makes me feel like shit. It's like, oh.
It's like, and you started the exact day I was born, yeah.
Yeah, because I started in May of '88.
Yeah, wow.
Jeez, when you think about it like that, it's like
I've been smoking 20 years then. So since I'm 15, yeah, 20 years.
What am I doing?
I love this music that plays, and then he blasts it later on to kill the girl in the bathroom.
Right. Get a timestamp here. Timestamp 38.5 minutes. For those who are curious. Love the heads going back for yeah. Yeah, just You don't have to turn your head. I mean, if you're far enough away, all you do is move your eyeballs. You don't have to do this. But everybody does. You can see everybody in the crowd doing this.
They have to
Yeah.
release Willard. No, they don't. I mean, he fucking he beat the shit out of like 4 police officers. Yeah, they could at
He's got
least
charges.
charge him with that.
He has charges. You better believe that. That motherfucker's
Ah,
been doing a lot
yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah, it's not like he's just getting like released on his own recognizance. Like this guy's he's got trouble, even if he's not a fucking serial killer.
He's not gonna have an extra dime for at least the next 5-10 years.
That's it. He starts
Still going
working
to
at the
court.
Midnight Express jail for free to pay off his fines. That's the story between these two movies.
The court, state, his lawyer, probation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
If you pay attention really closely to this and you watch certain, you know what I mean, where certain people are and this and that, you're
Yeah.
gonna figure out a lot of things, you know, like when you look back on it, when you know it.
Oh yeah. They do a good job though of keeping it a mystery. Like I don't remember the first time I saw this. Like if I knew who the killer was like before, but they do a good job. Like even on every rewatch I have of this, I say that
You
that they don't make it too
know,
obvious of who it is.
whoever that kid was, whoever the grown up of that kid's beginning was, you know it's him. You just don't know who in the fuck that is, you know.
Exactly, and they do a good job because there's a lot of movies that have that mystery, but you know, like the killer 2 minutes into the movie, and you're looking like that's the killer. And then the whole movie goes, and you're right, and it's like, come on, they do a good job here with that.
We were talking about prom night, and you know right from the very fucking beginning of prom night who the killer is. Because you see the shadow walk up and look, and the his little sister fell out, and you're like, the whole movie I knew. I was like, man, come on.
I know.
That red
I don't
herring,
like. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's even more annoying when they make it so obvious that you know who the killer is, and then they try the red herring thing on another character like real hard, and then it's just making you roll your eyes because it's like I already know it's this person. Stop trying so hard with this one. I love that shot through the window in the door of his silhouette, the killer.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because that could be why there's a lot of doors like that now, and they won't have the windows in them. And I think it's got to do with a lot of that shit because
right. It's from all this 80 slasher villains and killers peeping in.
She was like, "Wait a minute, I just see the fucking so late in that window." That blue wall outside there is a different color now. Things just aren't always colorful now. Back then they used a lot of reds and blues and shit. In the 70s and the very beginning of the 80s, they went all these pale, just bland colors now.
I know. I don't look. I don't like the modern look of movies.
Well, just in general, no matter where you go, it just looks institutional.
Yeah.
That's like getting a place and not hanging anything on the wall. It's just like all you got is white walls. Like, man.
See, like scenes like this is what makes me like wonder about the Spanish version of the soundtrack of the score. Yes. Like I really am interested to hear like these sequences with different score to it.
We ought to check it out sometime, man. Like I said, I got it here. I never seen it either, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm hearing the score now that I'm just so familiar with, and I'm looking at like how the tension builds, and then she's getting ready to get killed and shit. I'm thinking, I wonder what other music would sound like and work like with this scene, especially.
No, Austin, as far as I know, man, the One Night's not on 4K, not yet.
Yeah, Austin, that's a thing I can see. Movies looking too clean. Like, I mean, I know Keith, it's one of your favorite movies of all time, Texas Chainsaw. There's only so much you can make certain movies look better, like with the transfers and stuff. Some movies, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for me, that look to it, that grainy, raw feel to it. Like, you don't want to lose that by making them too clean looking.
Second Sight did a good job with it because they brightened up the colors and the colors look like you, and they lit up like the outside scene when he's chasing her when she runs to the gas station. That's more lit up. You can actually see what's going on in that scene now in the Second Sight version.
Yeah,
Yet
instead
it's
of
still
just
got
being
that
dark
green.
as can be.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
good
still
way
got
to
the
do it
green.
then. Yeah, that's the way to do
So-
it.
So if you ever get a chance to watch that version, Second Sight, definitely do it. It's awesome. It's the best version they've ever done.
Of course, that has to be Thunder. Now, there's a clue right there where she says, like, "Oh, sorry, sir, you made me jump."
Yeah, but that could be the other teacher too. That they're, you know what I mean.
Exactly.
They
It could
never
also
point-
be Willard, the Bluto dude,
Yeah, because they're
because
all,
she just
you know
said
what I
sir.
mean. Yeah, they're not necessarily all authority figures, but they are older, so she could just be showing respect for. How did she not see the chainsaw?
That's what I say every time. Though. This elevator is so small, and he gets in with just holding a chainsaw behind his back. That's ridiculous. But her kill is great here.
She acts like he's just dressed like that all the time. It's like it's summer, man.
That arm cut off looks so good to me every time for some reason. Like they did a great job with that effect.
Definitely.
Because it just lops right off, and then the blood spraying on the elevator wall, like that looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, this fucker knows exactly how to get. He's like, this window is always unlocked.
I know, right? That's why they're keeping him around just in case he is the killer. This guy knows everything.
Fucker went straight to that window and just pushed it open. It's like, these cops stop later. Like, what the fuck? How do you know that motherfucker was open like that all the time? He just knows his way around there. He's kind of like Van Wilder. He's been going to school here for like 10 years.
Right? This is like his 10th senior year, and he's just trying to get out.
He sticks around for the co-ed. That's nasty.
Yeah, I know. It's
cool.
Great looking. And yeah, Austin, the blood looks great.
Hell yeah.
That's one thing I always give this movie too, of like early 80s slashers. Like the blood looks phenomenal in this movie. Like the color of it. Yeah, it all looks so good.
That's one they used the pig for, yeah, the shower scene later. That's
really
cool. The other thing wrong with that scene is I do believe is it in that one or is it another one? It's got that horrible scream. The scream reminds me of like on Blowout. You know, when he's laughing at all the terrible screams.
Yeah. I think it's that one. Yeah, it is before it goes into her.
Yeah.
Because the next kill is the waterbed one. There's something in there that they left in, and I don't know why. To this day, it's a quick edit. Like right before the knife hits the back of her head and comes out her mouth, you could see it's a rubber knife. You could see it bend. So watch for that when that comes out. It's so distracting when you finally see it because then you can't unsee it. It just bends in the back of her neck, and then the next shot is it looks cool coming out of her mouth. Like I don't know why they didn't just cut that one split second of it bending, and then it would have looked fine.
Yeah, with that. I said, good. I'll be talking to you. Only Christopher George could say it like that. I'll be talking to you.
Oh yeah. He's so he has such a charm to him, Christopher George, in everything.
Yeah. Puts me in mind of the head cop that's harassing old dude on Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
Yeah.
Dude, you fucking punk soldier. He just rips on him the whole goddamn movie. You're right.
He's also in. Oh, what was the other thing? He's in Grizzly, right? He's in Grizzly. Christopher George. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was an earlier one. What was that 79 or late 70s? Pretty sure that was him in that.
Severn put out a good version of that a while back. I believe it was Severn.
I haven't seen it yet in forever too. Well,
I was probably 10, 12 years old when I seen that last. I need to see.
I've never been big on like monsters, like mutated monster movies. Like you saw a lot of that shit in like the 50s. And like even like Food for the Gods from the 70s, that was kind of like supposed to be like a 50s monster movie. Never cared for those much, unless it's like a unique one.
Who's the god looks so bad, man. The thing with the chicken specking at him. It's like, oh my god! I seen that again a couple years ago, and I was like, wow.
Oh, Kendall.
You guys with the dick flapping around and shit. It's like, dude, here we go. Here it is. I do believe. I'll control myself.
Okay, yeah.
This motherfucker's like the dick master,
It's like,
man.
yeah, like she is begging for this guy to get back in bed with it.
He's the man. He's like a younger version of like Tom Atkins is in like the
yeah. I like just now when the shot looking at him through the window, the plant was like blocking his dick. It reminded me of Austin Powers, like when he stands in front of stuff and it keeps blocking him. That's the first thought that came to mind just now.
Now they got this killer running around. Why in the hell is she running around by herself?
Yeah, I know. You would think that she'd be a little more prepared.
She's just not worried. And that looks so worried. She's like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. It's like, no shit.
Now, this is one of the most random scenes in a movie, and it is fantastic.
It's awesome, yeah. This fucker, he ain't playing, man. He jumps off. It's like he thinks he still is making the kung fu movie.
Yeah, he's so into it. And then his excuse is like makes no sense. That they just part ways and they leave and laugh it off.
He just didn't like her at all when he seen her. He was like, man, I gotta take her to fuck.
Yeah, it's like I know kung fu. I gotta kung fu this bitch right away because for some reason I think she's a cop.
I ain't kicked nobody all day. Yeah. It's little things like that though
I know that add to the charm of this. Like I can understand completely if somebody who's not a big slasher fan or even a big horror fan watches this and says this is absolute garbage. Like I would understand that. But like if you can't see the fun in this and like how just entertaining this movie is, I wouldn't know what to say.
He's like, oh, you pull gun on me, kick, bitch! I ain't playing around. I will come through your ass. As you kick your balls, he's like, oh.
Those who aren't watching, we have the main chick, Linda Day George, a cop on campus, and then out of nowhere, this Asian dude just pops out and starts kung fuing her. And then she kicks him in the nuts. He falls to the ground. And then the three of them just laugh it off. He gets up and says his something he ate, bad chop suey, so long. And then they just laugh and say, see you later.
Yeah, he jumps up and says, hey, hello, I am Bruce Lee with one E. Nice to meet you. Have a nice day. Thanks.
He's just like, oh, it's my kung fu professor. How you doing, Chow?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
For some reason, he didn't like her at all, man. He's like, I'm going to kick your fucking mouth.
I asked Eli Roth, because I try to contact people for interviews, possibly like through Instagram and stuff, so I leave a comment now and then. So I left a comment asking about this scene, because it's in his film, Cabin Fever. The scene with Dennis, the kid on the swing, and then he just starts doing random karate. I always said to myself, that has to be an homage to Pieces by Eli Roth, because I know it's his favorite slasher film. And I asked that. He actually commented on it. He said, actually, the kid knew karate, Dennis, from that movie, and it just happened. He said, as much as I love Pieces, he said, yeah, that wasn't planned as an homage to Pieces or anything. I said, that's interesting, because I would have definitely bet money on that. that was an homage.
That may have been the first time that crossed his mind. He may have been like, oh, damn, no, it wasn't. I wish it was, but damn. No,
I could have, right? Like, because that instantly is, once, because I saw Pieces before that.
I didn't put them together until you said that.
It's very reminiscent. Yeah, if you watch Cabin Fever again and you see that scene again, you'll think instantly, like, Eli Roth's favorite film, Pieces. Like, yeah, this looks like just like an homage to Pieces.
You can see why him and Terrence belong to, because they do a lot of homages like that. So it was natural of you
absolutely.
You know,
There's a great conversation, a 4-hour audio only video on YouTube of Tarantino and Roth talking horror films for 4 hours straight.
because
It's
look,
a great listen.
I mean, look, you have the whole fucking soundtrack, the whole Last House on the Left soundtrack.
Yeah.
Rough used, you know what I mean? So there's, I mean, that you can't get much more of an homage than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never put that together, man. Until you said that, I was like, hell yeah, that does come off like that.
Yeah, apparently it didn't cross his mind either. Well, because I
kinda
would have,
think that
I think I even said that in my video for pieces when I first started. I said I bet money that that's an homage because it's so close.
but it's not.
Yeah,
Wow.
apparently, according to him, it's not. Yeah.
He's probably thinking, damn, I wish it was. Good question.
Yeah, right. Or it probably had to be subconsciously because you watch that scene again and you just think random karate. Then the only other movie you think of that has random kung fu or karate is this movie, and it's the same. It's his favorite slasher film. It's like too close to just be a coincidence. And
Yeah.
maybe he had it in the subconscious or something like that.
Definitely. Absolutely. It was. He just didn't know.
Yeah, it could have been that.
He even doesn't like him. You know what I mean? He even looks the same. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That dentist kid, man. That kid, he's got this fucking haircut. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, with the white hair, real blonde hair. He looked like Bob a little from House by the Cemetery.
Now I know he was thinking about Deliverance though when he made that scene. He had to have been. Somewhat. He had to.
Yeah.
It does got the beginning part. You know, he's just sitting there. It's a lot like the Deliverance scene until he bites him and starts kicking around.
Now here's the,
the dueling banjo scene. You know what scene I'm
talking
about?
Yep. Ding 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 ding.
That's the thing. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the waterbed scene.
Yeah, you'll see right when it goes to the back of her head, it bends.
All the specials they show on slasher movies, they show this scene.
Yeah.
This is what they always show. I love how
like, oh, this looks great, and I love how the water mixes with the blood.
The slow motion.
I like how
yep.
I was just gonna say the slow motion too adds to it.
Nice choice putting that slow motion in like that.
Mm-hmm. The way the blood water spilling over the edge.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mess. It already is, but it's really gonna be a mess.
But that's what makes me wish. It's like it's a split-second edit right here. See, it's like it would have looked so good. Just like split-second edit that, and it would have looked so much better. But it adds to it. It still adds to the charm.
That'd have been an easy edit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it would just like take that one split second when it's about to hit her back of her head and cut it, and then just put it together. That's it. And it would have came out of her mouth, and it would have looked great. It still does, though. So it adds to the charm of it just being the type of movie this is.
Yeah. Also says, how many you think a chainsaw amputee? Chainsaws is you couldn't really commit murders like shit would get in it. And
I've heard similar things. Yeah.
Course,
but I'm sure it would fucking. I'm sure you'd go right into shock, like immediately. So I don't know how much you'd be feeling the pain, but your mind state would be completely off the rails, just in shock completely.
Yeah, because if it was swung at you and it hit you while it was going, it may not go all the way through like it shows in the movies, but it's definitely gonna.
Oh yeah, it'll go through and maybe hit your bone, and chip your bone, but not go all the way through your bone. Like even that, thinking about that, that's got to definitely be painful for sure.
Either way, it's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
No way. Got another one. You got him just dangling, hanging.
His Franken mom.
I got to get my hands on that photo. I see it for sale every once in a while, but every time I do, I'm broke. Every time I see it, I'm broke, and then I can look at.
That's every time I see something I want too, man. I only see shit that I'd want to buy when I don't have the money to buy it. And then, like when I'm not thinking of buying something, that's when I got money. It's annoying.
but it's always something that one of the ones I really want to add to the collection. It's always one.
Yeah.
It's not something I want. It's something I badly want.
Yeah, it's like one of the grails. Like, all right, I need this one. I've always been looking for this one, and now, damn it, I'm broke. I can't get it.
Or it's like 5 times the price it should be.
Yeah,
what do you mean
yeah.
$399? What great. Yeah, man. And now I made my problem even worse. Now I'm collecting fucking classic vinyls. Some of those can get up there too. It's like,
Oh yeah, for sure. But those will never go out of style, man. I mean, all the record stores here on Long Island and stuff near me, they still sell vinyls of new releases, everything. Like vinyl's never gonna go out of style.
I'm on the original Halloween, and that motherfucker's expensive. People are wanting $200, $300, $400 for the fucking thing. So
Wow.
I'm
I can imagine.
That's what I gotta have.
I like the wallpaper in the shower.
Yeah, here we go.
That's kind of Argento-ish to me. That repeating wallpaper.
The whole look of this particular scene has got that to it.
Yeah. Like the way
There's a
all
lot of
the
things about
the lockers are very symmetrical and patterns and stuff like that.
There's a lot of things about it. You know what I mean? Of course, we seen an Argento slasher, which is Tenebrae. But
yeah,
if he was to go more of the American style, I think it would be a lot like this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's definitely. I've pondered that before. What Argento's films would be like if it was an Italian horror. Like if Argento was the same person as he is, just American. Yeah. I wonder how his films would be totally different. I know that, but I would love to see how they would be. Because people praise him for his. Oh, we got this great killer here. I love this.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with her, man. I mean, she's perfect for the scene and everything. Except I think she's the one with that really terrible scream.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. It's when she right when she goes in, and then he breaks through the door.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the pitchfork scene in the shower from the Prowler. That's the one.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the one. God, it's terrible. That scream is.
And I love that. I'm not a big Prowler fan. I re-upped my video on it recently, but the kills, that double kill in the shower, like the guy beforehand with the fucking bayonet to the head. What a great kill that is. Right? Yeah, the white of the eyes, that looks so good.
That's still to this day, that's Tom Savini's favorite work that he's ever done. To him, he thinks that's.
Yeah, I've heard him say that, and I can see that because it's up there for me.
Hey, guy, James Guy back in the chat, you guys. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, James? How you doing, bud? Yeah, that was the pig torso cut in two, which looks great.
Yeah. That I found out. I was like, damn. There's let's see, the in the original trailer to this, I guess the original teaser trailer or whatever, there's a scream in it, and I guess it's the same scream that they used in the Psycho shower scream trailer.
Interesting. And yeah, Willard's out of jail, no charges.
Well, I mean, you know, that's ridiculous, but all right. Me, I did so many charges, man. I'd be paying for next decade. They'd have pepper sprayed me and beat me with a stick and all kinds of shit.
Not only is he back at work, I mean, like honestly, he has no charges, but he's back at work and he's happy. He's doing his job.
Like, he always looks at everybody. He's eyeball. Over there. Follow me.
And it's like the type of guy you wouldn't follow anywhere because just in case this guy's a killer. Even though they had him like arrested while other murders happened, still, the guy's fucking terrified.
They definitely made him a badass, and it fits too because he looks like he could toss the motherfuckers around.
Oh yeah.
Now the 2x4 getting broken over his back and it not flinching him, I don't know about that. But Then the last scene, he kind of swung it at him and took off running. You didn't see Kendall for a few minutes after that. Kendall's still running too.
He's still recovering.
I'll have to watch that's after this, yeah. That's crazy, man. When he gets busted with all that, I do believe it's ash or something in there.
Yeah, Ash, yeah.
At the airport, oh man, he's sweating. Oh, you can just feel it's like, dude, what a stupid mistake.
Oh, yeah. And
They
that
don't
was a
fuck
true
around with
story.
that.
That was a true story. That guy went through that. That sucks.
Stupid decision, man. Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in a foreign country like that, and you're, oh man.
No, yeah, that's you got to be a dumb fucking person to take a risk like that, or be ready to face the consequence. That's a great shot. With just when she comes in and sees her body cut in half, that is so good.
Here's my Arrow DVD version. Check it out on the cover of it. Check it out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. I love that. I love that shot.
He's got a poster with it just like that.
The bastard was killing her.
Yeah.
Bastard.
And when I recorded it and put it on the intro that I had, I made sure I wasn't sure whether to get one bastard or two, so I decided to get all the bastards in there, even where she pauses. I got them all.
That's great. It's such an infamous line.
I couldn't pick. I had to have the whole thing.
Oh yeah, you need all three bastards. I love how Christopher George just takes some uppers or something to the detective guys.
Yeah,
just take some uppers. Just find something.
He's got like so stressed. He's like, oh, my. Get him in there.
He's still got his cigar by himself. There's no life for it.
You're crazy.
That kid's clean and you know it.
I know.
I know, but the book does it.
I just love George so much. Christopher George is so great.
Yeah. He just got her right to fucking her. He didn't fuck around with her. He just got her right to fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
no shoes back on.
I'm pretty sure these shoes go on these feet. That's that picture. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, because then he tries to get Linda Day's feet.
Yeah.
So for anyone not watching the movie and has never seen this, the killer is taking these pieces and connecting them together to recreate his mother that he murdered in the beginning of the movie. But the question is, who is he?
Right. Even the shoes, man. He picked that particular bottom half because of the feet. He's seen the feet and he's like, oh, that's the one. I got to have that one.
Yep.
The shoes go great on those feet.
I suppose I'm so used to bodies.
So used to bodies. Still pointing at him. I love that.
Yeah.
And you don't know. Like I said, I caught this one late, man. I was probably in my 20s when I seen this one. Somehow I missed this fucker. The big horror fan I was, I missed this all through my kid.
Oh yeah, I think we all have movies like that, and even bigger ones than this. Like this like people hear that you haven't seen Pieces. It's still not a usually known film. Like, unless you're a hardcore slasher fan and stuff, but like, we all have a few classics that we've missed. Like, I didn't see the Body Snatchers remake, 78, until a few months ago.
Damn.
First time.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, no, it's very good. And because I've seen the original maybe once or twice, and I just never got around to. And Shivers by Cronenberg, we've talked a few times. I haven't seen Shivers still by Cronenberg. There's a few classics here and there that I just skip your radar, and you got to finally circle back to them.
We should do Shivers then, man.
Yeah, I'm down for. Yeah, I'm down for Shivers. Yeah, because I definitely
one of my favorites.
That's one of his classic films that I just still have. I just never got around to. The Brood, I love. Scanners is a masterpiece. The Fly, Naked Lunch. I've seen most of Cronenberg stuff, but never so Shivers. Rabbit's good. Rabbit's good. I like Rabbit.
I'm doing the Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake 1978 with Juno Monday.
Oh, nice. Maybe I'll stop by. I'll watch it again.
Oh,
Wanna play police? Come on, boy. Let's get your
He wants to play policeman.
here he is. Yeah, hell yeah. This would actually be a pretty cool thing to do, man.
You don't like having my
I don't have mine fire. I don't like the mine fire. You're a little big. You see, they're munching on Wendy's and shit.
Yeah, I know. You don't see that often.
Because you know they had to give Wendy's some money.
Wendy Cup. Oh, yeah.
How they afford that shit? It's a little budget.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because the rules don't. I know they shot in Spain or whatever, so it don't matter. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah, because this is all shot in Madrid, I guess.
Because I don't see Wendy's fucking backing this film to use their product in it.
Yeah, Russell, man. Shivers is one of my favorites. Shivers and Scanners, I think, are my two favorites. I like all of his first several, but Shivers and Scanners, man. I mentioned it, I think, a week or two ago. I just purchased. I got my hands on actual, genuine one sheet, theatrical one sheet of Scanners. I have it hanging right here.
Nice. That's great.
Actual,
Scanners is in my top 40 films of all time. Scanners.
It actually hung in theaters, and now it hangs in my house.
That's awesome. It's such a masterpiece. That and then The Brood is my favorite Cronenberg. Those two are my favorites. Well, unless Shivers beats one of them out.
Shivers is cool, man. It's different. It's definitely body horror. You could tell that was his actual full fucking movie.
Yeah.
So you can see how he got into the body horror. I mean, he kicks it right the fuck off.
Yep. Yeah, because Rabid has a lot of, because The Brood being my favorite Cronenberg film, it doesn't have as much body horror in it compared to his other stuff. And I mean, it's what The Brood was 79, so it's not as over the top as his 80s films like Videodrome and all this The Fly, and where he went over the top and like in a good way, like with the body horror. But The Brood probably has some of the least amount of body horror out of all his films. Just the how the kids look, and then at the end when you see like the egg sacs on her. Besides that, there's really nothing else in The Brood.
Well, Russell just did Scanners. I mean, I've never done one on Scanners. It's my favorite, and I want to. I started one, but I wasn't feeling well. That's only happened to me twice on that and Dead and Buried. But
okay, Dead and Buried.
Who did the Scanners, Russell? Who did the Scanners one? I'm curious. I definitely got to do that. Scanners, I just fucking love Michael Ironside. Shit.
Oh yeah, Ironside just kills it in that movie.
Terrific. Daryl.
All right, how about this question? Better, and for Chad also, better head explosion, Maniac or Scanners?
But I love the one in Maniac, but I gotta go with Scanners, man. But I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people don't mention that one in Maniac. They don't give that one its due, and that's
that one. Yeah, that one's definitely. Those are probably like two of my favorites. I can't even think of other ones that match those two. It's Scanners and it's the one from Maniac.
Well, there's a full De Palma did a full body explosion in the Fury.
Yeah, in the Fury,
body explodes, which is bad.
That's a good effect. Actually, I haven't seen that movie in forever. The Fury.
Those three explosions are the three best that I've seen in.
Also, Savini did another one in The Prowler. At the end, there's a head explosion in that too. Nowhere near as good as Maniac.
No, the Dead's got a good one too.
Yeah.
Where they're in the apartment complex before they go to the mall. Remember when the army, the military comes through there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. There's when people, especially practical. I mean, you've seen head explosions with CGI, and it just never looks good. But just Savini's idea for Maniac to put like all rotted like food and shit that, and all the stuff that he put in his fake head. Yeah, and he had his own fake head cast already, which is why
Right.
he played the boyfriend in the movie, because he already had a cast of his head. They didn't have to cast anybody else's. So I said, I'll play the boyfriend. And he said in an interview that they dumped the car in like the Hudson. And he's always wondered if the police ever find that car and all like the blood and shit, residue and shit, they'll think it was an actual murder that was committed, and they just dropped the car in the fucking Hudson River. That's funny.
Damn. Damn.
This is when we find out that the killer is the dean. As
Katie did it, huh?
he's trying to drug Linda George's coffee or tea, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's old, yeah. I wonder why he decided to why he decided to go that route with her rather than going like the route that he went with everybody else.
Yeah, I know he looks at her feet, so I guess that was the last. He's just going in order from the head down, I guess, as he's been, and I guess he just wants her feet for last.
Well, I guess the other girl's feet, you know, he thought they were going to work, but the shoes kept falling off.
Yeah, right. And they didn't turn out good. He had to look for better feet.
For no fucking reason.
I'm trying to look at that Wendy's cup.
That's fucked up. That means he killed that fucking chicken in the shower for no reason.
Yeah, right. Wasted parts.
Damn. It's like, oh well, damn it. It's like, oh, okay. They don't. That Wendy's logo is not changing.
Does it say Wendy on it without the S? Because I could have sworn it just said Wendy. And if so, then that's how they got around it. Is it just me or no? It looks like it says Wendy.
I'm
no
pretty
S.
sure, man.
So that's how they got around it. It's not Wendy's. It's Wendy.
I'll rewind it really quick here.
Ugh.
Then I'll go back. Yep. Just a
It
one.
says Wendy. Huh, interesting. Never noticed that. So that's how they didn't have to pay Wendy's anything.
Nice eye. Hell yeah.
Wendy. Unless in Spain there was like a fucking knockoff Wendy's, it was just called Wendy. I don't know.
Say here in Golden Gent. Why did I say that? I can't think straight. He's very, very dramatic. Okay, is it back her? Did it just show her like he's starting to feel the effects?
Yeah, he's mixing his tea around.
Okay, so I'm a few seconds behind here. Let me.
It's 116, 26, 27, 28.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a great job in this, even as just the dean, and then playing the killer in the end when you get the reveal it's him.
Yeah, he's just checking around. Yeah, she started. Yeah, he wanted to make sure he took extra time with her.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on?
Thank you very much, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, why you met Michael Lawrence? Okay, that's excellent, man. Hell yeah. I know Russell had met Michael Ironside.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's very cool. He's fucking awesome. No, not him. Like really, Joe, really. The dude, he makes it. I mean, the whole thing is good, but can you imagine anybody else playing Revick?
Yeah, no, that role was fucking made for Ironside.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. It's defeatist.
Now she's got Linda George is paralyzed and can't move.
Yeah, that's succinylcholine.
Yeah, what he uses.
Yep, succinylcholine. I think that's how it's pronounced. Or no, succinylcholine, something like that.
Okay.
I know he's a choline there.
I love how they show up, the cops, and then they're like, Kendall, this is the end of the road for you. He's like, no, are you serious? And he's like, all right, come on, but stay behind us. It's just like breaks all protocol that there is in this movie, the police.
We'll just bring a fucking civilian with us. He might get killed,
Yeah,
but fucking
exactly. And he
he
almost
earned his
does.
spot. He earned his motherfucker. Get in the car. He got just a kitchen knife just randomly in that fucking drawer, man. That's his stab motherfucker.
Which I always thought was funny in the opening credits, where I like with the knife and pieces. I always wondered why a knife when the chainsaw is pretty much the weapon this entire movie.
Right. Yeah.
But he does use the knife here.
It's one of the very few that has a couple of different fucking, a couple of different logos, a couple of different calls to it,
Yeah.
man. That's two. Not many have that.
I mean, look at Blood Rage. Blood Rage still has the title slasher in the movie. Like, and then there's an alternate cut, Nightmare at Shadow Woods. But if you just watch the unrated regular Blood Rage, it's called Slasher in the title. Like,
Right.
it's just Slasher, and that's it. All those
I'm
movies
glad
just
they
have
went with
multiple names.
Mutilator. I'm glad they
Yeah,
went with Mutilator on that instead
the
of
Full Break. Yeah,
I'm glad they
the
did that.
Mutilator is such a great name for a slasher film. Then Full
Break just
Break.
sounded so random.
Same with Nightmare Beach and its other title, Welcome to Spring Break. Nightmare Beach is so much better too.
Yeah. That's the one with the motorcycle helmet and shit, right? He wears motorcycle helmet
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, he uses the motorcycle to electrocute people.
She's looking over. You guys see the Drake moving?
I know
Nobody
she's trying to point with her eyes. And they just leave in an unsecure room. They don't secure the room at all. They just leave Kendall in there with her, who's paralyzed.
They didn't even check behind the door. Like that's just what you do. You come in, you check behind the door and shit. They just
Yeah, they don't look at anything.
We'll leave Kendall here, even though we didn't secure the room. We'll leave the only civilian that came with it. They don't give a shit about Kendall. Yeah, the 13th is on. Yeah, is on Friday in next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in October. You couldn't ask for better, man.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That's great. We get an extra horror bonus thrown into our October.
Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna be doing all this shit on 78, man. Because I haven't found many people who love it like I do until I seen you talking about it and doing those videos on. And I was like, oh, we got a fucking Halloween 78.
Yeah,
sure.
I
like
wouldn't.
Me.
There wouldn't be a channel here if it wasn't for that movie. Like say it changed my whole life seeing that movie.
So we got a lot of shit coming up on that next month, man. That sounds.
We got to do that Tarantino thing too.
The fuck is Kendall, man? Kendall's he don't look like much, but he's just muscle on this motherfucker.
Yeah, man, he can put up his own for sure. Yeah. Like this guy's really trying hard to stab him. And he's really pushing back hard. I love that gunshot right to the head.
Oh yeah. It just He's like,
and then good thing this is such a fucking random ending. I love it so much.
Yeah, and you usually got that last gasp from the killer come up going, but this one's different. It doesn't do that. The last scare in this one's completely different. You all right, boy? You sure lucky I was here and shot him. I was married.
All right. Well, now he says, let's tear this place apart. After they kill the guy who almost killed Kendall.
Yeah, the killer's dead. Now let's secure the room.
Yeah.
There's no other weirdos creeping around. That's great. Poor life, man. Yeah, he ain't gonna be getting up doing shit.
And you get two little surprise endings here at the end.
Yeah. All those young co-eds are digging the fuck out of him, and he's got the sting for this milk.
I know.
It's always what we can't get is what we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's always much more attractive. You got constantly this and that one. You're just not as excited.
I love when he just right now he leans on the fucking bookcase. And
Yeah.
out comes the corpse of the mother, all the pieces stitched together.
He fucking lose it. Poor Kendall, man. He just
He's freaking out.
this
And
guy.
then
He,
normally that would be the end for a horror film. You know, like that would be the got you at the end moment. But then we get what we get, and it's just so random because there's nothing supernatural in this movie at all.
right. Yeah.
And then we get what happens in a minute.
Yeah. Poor Kendall ain't never gonna be the same, man. They're taking him someplace to talk to somebody.
Want to be a cop?
Are you kidding? Fuck you. I don't think so. You wanna be a cop?
Yeah, right.
No.
You want to be a cop still? No, I think I'm good after seeing this.
Food over it.
Don't brood over it. Don't brood over it. Kid.
So then the dead body of Frankenstein mom reaches up and grabs and crushes Kendall's dick and balls. And end credits.
Yeah.
It's fucking so good. Like
What
so
would the
funny.
sequel have been? You know, what would the sequel
That
have
I
been?
know. What would they have done? Like, would it just been another movie just called Pieces 2 and it would just be non-related, or would it be, I don't know, where'd they go? Would Kendall be involved in it? He has no dick now. So I don't know.
Kendall's the
Where's
killer
they?
because he's got no dick, you know?
Yeah. Like that's the instant guess. It's like for Pieces 2. It's Kendall. He's the killer. He's pissed off. He has no penis.
You get it
Now he
ripped
has
off,
to.
yeah. See, yeah.
Yeah, that ending is just ridiculous in every way, but it's phenomenal.
To be to get anybody from the making of this would be a really cool interview. That way you could ask them questions like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, like where, because I didn't even know that until you said that they planned the Pieces 2. I never
Yep,
heard that they had a sequel in mind.
the writer director, the once Simon or Simone, however it's pronounced. He was the
Yeah,
one that was planning it, but he never got the finances together and all that shit. So
yeah, that's
he
that would
was
be
good.
something I like. That's why I mentioned the Mutilator 2 earlier. Like, if the Mutilator 2 does even semi well, I could see
Right.
some of those other slashes from their 80s and stuff that were standalones, like Blood Rage or this movie, or like I can see them getting sequels, which I don't know how I feel about it because it depends how they come out, obviously. But if the
I
Mutilator 2
love
can do it,
I love pieces and the burning and all them being
burning.
standalone. I love that, man.
That's what
I
I
love
love
that.
about them too. That's why it's like there's only so much franchises that you need. After a while, it's like it's be blessed to have these standalone films that don't have any sequels and don't have anything that not sully the original, but it's just its own thing. It's a chapter in horror history, and that's it. There doesn't have to be anything added to it, and that's what this film is for me. Like, Pieces is just it's in my top 5 slashers of all time.
Oh, definitely. Yet,
I just
we go with franchises, sequels. Yet, one that we both have respect for, which is at least the first 7 Saws. I like that franchise having 7 of them because they all mix in well together, and a lot of
oh
people
yeah,
don't like them. I feel like I,
yeah.
I think for a franchise, it didn't do bad. At least
I
they
think
connected.
it's one of my favorite horror franchises, and the traps are a bonus. I love, and Carrie and Jay have both been covering them the series this month. Awesome. I just love the story. Like that
Yeah.
connects all those movies because you remember when they were coming out every year. It was like an event. I went every year to the theater. So 2, so 3, so 4, all the way through 7. And just when you watch them back to back,
Yeah.
like the story just like as convoluted as it can be, it just works. Like, and for them writing them one by one and not having a plan for like 7 movies as a story, I think they nail it. Like
Definitely.
tying it all together.
And it is a very smart plan that they have for Saw X, going back to between part 1 and part 2, and then bringing
Yeah.
him in there like we didn't know none of that shit about him going to get that surgery done, and then swearing that they could help him, and then
Yep.
them fucking it up, and then not helping him at all. So that makes sense that he would start doing that. They were the first people in his traps, basically, is what they're saying.
Hmm.
It
And
was the
it's a
people
good
that
way.
promised him life and then fucked him.
Yeah, and it hints at they hint at it in 6, which is my favorite Saw movie, with the one with all the insurance companies and stuff. It's will have to do with the insurance company guy,
Yeah.
and he's like picking who lives and dies and shit. In that one, there's a flashback that John has with him, and he's saying that there's some experimental treatment that he can get done, but then the guy tells him your insurance won't cover it; you'll be dropped. So
Okay.
this is the same director who did 6 and 7, who's doing 10, Kevin Gertrude or Curtis, whatever his name is, something like that.
Right.
But so I have complete faith the timeline is going to work out like completely, because that conversation in Saw 6 has to take place before this thing in Mexico. But since it's the
Right.
same director, I'm sure he's already on top of that and made sure that all the timeline works out correctly.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about it, man. I think it's going to end up really well. You know,
Yeah,
you got Shawnee back as Amanda, and you know,
yeah, I know
if
it's great.
done right, it could be one of the very best ones. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. God, he got a
Yeah.
screwing, man. The insurance company and the surgery, both of them fucked him over.
Oh yeah,
No wonder
and
he's in the traps and fucking people up.
right? And in Jigsaw, they reveal that Logan, the guy who was helping him, messed up his scans. That he read another patient's scans to him. So this guy has 3 fucking strikes on him that he should have been okay with and stuff. But now 3 people fucked his life up, like with cancer and shit. Like that's why it's funny, because you could kind of, you write a good villain when you hear them talking and you kind of can relate and make sense of what they're saying, even though it's like sick and it shouldn't make sense. That you know that you're writing a good character there, like a good
Yeah,
bad guy.
the best villains are ones you can see why they're doing it, and
Yeah.
number one, and number two, they feel like they're the good guy. That's the best
Exactly.
villains. Those two
And
things.
John Kramer is just exactly that. Like all of his bullshit, which it essentially is, but it makes sense when it's coming out of his mouth, and that's what makes him scary, because there are people like that. In like, look at Charles Manson, all the cult leaders and shit that get people into believing anything they say, and that's basically what Jigsaw is. He's like a cult leader.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way.
Like, yeah, if you can get get someone to start believing in that crazy propaganda shit that he's talking about, and that's the great part about it, is there is some type of logic to it. It's just a very warped logic.
Because as it goes, you notice the more and the more and the more people he does have on his side. Like he'd have
Yeah,
fucking police seem like at one point,
yeah,
and a doctor, and a former addict in Amanda. He's got like,
mhm,
yeah, he does got himself a cult going. Because the shit he
yeah,
says, you're like, yeah, that's true. God damn it, that's what's up.
yeah. And then like that's why I love 6 the most, because then you see William Eastman, the guy with the head of the insurance company. He's been making these decisions on people's lives through paper. And then he has to actually go now through a game and has to make those choices and see people dying right in front of him and being like, all right, well, this is what you've been doing your whole career. It's like now you have to watch. You have to be there and make that decision, and then watch the consequence. Like it's very personal for John, and that's why I really can't wait for 10, because this seems like it's even more personal of a game for
Oh,
John.
it couldn't be any more personal, man. His whole
Yeah,
life got ruined. Here was a man who, in the beginning, he had a great woman and a great wife. He had a great career, made good money. You know, he's fucking brilliant. He had everything going. And then
yep.
through a car wreck, and through people fucking him over with insurance, and people fucking him over with his brain surgery,
A
and then
miscarriage.
the miscarriage
Yeah, like
from a
damn.
serious fucking desperate addict.
Yep.
All this shit in the line. He goes from all this great to all these things in a row that just fucks him.
Oh
Anybody
yeah. Anyone would go through that, would be feeling the way he is and stuff. That's what I mean. Like it's such great writing to that character, because it does make you feel for him, even
Yeah.
though you know you should. And that's like, for me, the best thing when writing a character like a bad guy, that you want him, you don't want him to be completely unrelatable, that you can't see any
Right.
side at all but terribleness in this person. Like they do a very good job with that in that series. Same with Hoffman, like, but Hoffman's like straight fucking badass
Yeah.
villain.
But nobody appreciates like you and I are one of the only two that I hear talk about and really appreciating the later sequel. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I love the whole series. I mean, Jason at Sinister Cinema Reviews, he was a big Saw fan too. I know a few people. Knight is also was was a huge Saw
true.
fan. We got
He
our
is.
Saw fans, but I know a lot of them. I say this a lot. They drop off after the third or fourth movie because
Yeah.
that's where John dies. And then after that, if Mark Hoffman's character doesn't work for you, then they're
It's the
probably
most
not. The
consistent.
later ones aren't going to work for you. But if he does, and I love Hoffman, and it
Through the
always works.
through the first seven, to me, it's the most consistent horror series that there is. Through the first
I,
seven, at least.
I would, yeah, for me, I would agree with that. Like pretty much, like the only other one that's perfect that never has faltered for me is Evil Dead. Is Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Army of Dark. Now I know you're not a fan of Army of Darkness, but the TV show,
Yeah,
like the remake and Evil Dead
yeah.
Rise, even though it wasn't the best, I still enjoyed it a lot, and that franchise is still perfect to me.
The only
Besides
thing with
that,
Evil Dead Rise
yeah,
is that
Saw
it
is.
is good, but something is missing in Evil Dead Rise. There's something
Oh yeah,
missing in it.
there's
It's good.
definitely something missing. We don't have any
I
of those great gore scenes
yeah.
from even in like the remake. Like there's a lot of blood in Evil Dead Rise, that's for sure. But like we don't.
Remake was horrible.
Where's yeah? Like where's the scenes from the remake where when he's pulling the needle out of his eye and when she's chopping her
Right.
fucking arm
Right.
off and it falls to the ground and like all of that. Her with
You
the
got the cheese
chopping her
grater.
mouth
You got the
off.
cheese grater, but somehow
Yeah,
the cheese it starts, but it just doesn't seem to follow through like it could have. Um,
yeah. There's
what's your
definitely
like?
missing stuff.
To me, the remake of Evil Dead, you talk about a pure horror movie, not one laugh from beginning to end. That
Yeah,
Evil Dead
it's
remake, man,
very
that
serious.
is a fucking horror movie, man. That is
Oh
straight
yeah,
up. That that's
it's in my top remakes. It's definitely in my top horror remakes, especially after the 2000s, like to today, because it is fantastic, like in every
you put
single way.
now that you've seen the Invasion of Body Snatchers remake, you put that in your top five of remakes now. Now that you've
I
seen
would
it,
put that. I'd put that in definitely top 10. I'd have to rewatch it again, but yeah, for sure. Even just from the first watch, it
you got the
already
thing.
went up to best remake status for sure.
To me, you got the thing. You got the Fly. You got Evil Dead. You got Invasion of Body Snatchers, and
Ma-
shit, I'm
I
not
like
sure what
Maniac. The Maniac
Maniac.
remake, I will always
That's
put that
my
as
top
my
five.
one of my favorites. Yeah,
That's my top
that's a
five right
great
there.
one. Suspiria, I really like the remake, despite it being very different.
I didn't care for that one as much. Now that one
Yeah,
scene where she's doing the dance and shit, she gets all mangled up and shit.
that's a
That's a
great
pretty
scene.
good fucking scene. No,
Yeah, that's
I can
very
get past
creative.
it. Now, what's your
I
thoughts
guess
on like Jigsaw and Spiral? Since you like the first seven, do you think Jigsaw and Spiral
Spire,
are as good?
Jigsaw is fun. It's fine for me,
Dawn of
but
the Dead too.
Spiral is just it went up on my when I covered the series a little bit, but I just can't take Chris Rock seriously, like in a dramatic role. Like I can't. Like it's the same guy I grew up watching his HBO specials for his first one, Bigger and Blacker, and Bring the Pain and all that. And so when I'm seeing him like trying to act
Lethal
like a
Weapon.
police officer, yeah, it's just so hard to see him as anything but Chris Rock, the stand-up guy,
Like that
as funny
bullshit
Chris
with
Rock.
Chris Rock and Joe Pesci going at each other the whole fucking time throughout the Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, it's like it's just that's all I can see when I look at him. So when he tries
It
to,
is
he
hard.
doesn't do a bad job in Spiral or anything, but it's
Now he
just
does.
Chris Rock. He should have not cast himself.
Now he does do a good dramatic role job in New Jack City. He does really good
Yeah,
in that.
he's done dramatic roles that are much better than in Spiral. I just feel like he didn't fit for that movie at all. And Dawn of the Dead remake is Carrie brought up as another amazing remake.
That would probably be a number six to me because to
Texas
me,
and Texas
I don't like the
Chainsaw
running
remake.
zombies much. I don't like the running
I
zombies
don't
quite as much.
either. I like the slower Romero zombies or voodoo zombies.
Creepy.
Yeah, especially when you know that even though you can outrun a few of them, like if you get in a room and you can't get out and they keep coming in, like
The
you're
only
done.
exception would be Return of the Living Dead. Those running zombies are okay. They're unique
Yeah.
because the whole
20,
brain eating thing came from that. So
yeah.
that they're allowed to run in that one. And you know
28,
that one scene
28
where
days and 28 weeks. I was never a big fan of those two.
really,
Running.
I love that first one. That first one I think is badass.
Yeah,
The
I
second
haven't
one's really
watched either in a long, long while. So that I'm about due on rewatches for those because I know I'm in
definitely.
the minority for not caring for them that much. But what's another? Train to Busan is a good one with different zombies, with fast acting zombies. Train to Busan. That's a good.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Japanese or Korean. I want to say Korean, maybe. A great
Yeah.
movie. It all takes place on a train basically, and these zombies turn like so fast, and they run like super fast. Like really good take on the zombie in that
You
movie.
don't stand a chance. Like the Return of the Living Dead zombies, we would not stand a fucking chance. It would not
Yeah.
have. There's
Oh yeah. Like there's
because you
just
got
no
these kind of
survival.
beasts at you, and they can run as fast as we do, and they're just as agile as we are. If you get a crowd of them, you're fucked. I don't care what you do. They're eventually going to get.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
what's your thoughts on the sadness? I like the sadness. That's great. That's a rough film.
Yeah, it is a hard one. That is a hard one. I
It's
just
not for everybody.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's oh, what was the movie I was thinking of just a minute ago? The Forest. Have you ever seen The Forest? Is
Yes.
Hector recommended, and I've got to do a video on it. I don't remember. I can't remember if I've seen it before. He said it's like a slasher mixed with like a Mondo like cannibal film.
Forest.
Yes, that one. Look movie actually might
It's
have it because
definitely unique, man. It's a slasher, and it definitely has a mixture to it. I would
yeah,
definitely recommend you at least check it out once, at least try
yeah,
it.
it sounds very familiar, but I can't remember if I saw it or not. And Russell, are you talking about a train with Thora Birch? Because that's a crazy movie, like very good movie.
Because this was made in 1980, so this is an earlier one.
Yeah,
What do you
but
say?
the movie Train that Russell brought up, if he's talking the same one that I'm thinking with Thora Birch, is that's a fucked up movie. There's some great gore and kills in that movie.
The train, Midnight Meat Train.
No, just Train. It's called just Train.
Really?
It's just called Train. Pretty sure it's like
I
2009 or 2000. No, that's Triangle. It's 2009. It's from like the 2000s. I want to say late 2000s or mid 2000s.
right. Wow. Here, hold on. Let me write this shit down, man. Just
Yes,
Train, huh? Now, is it American or?
it's American. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know that I think they want. It was started out as like a potential like spin-off or like sequel to Terror Train. Then they just
Okay.
dropped all that, and
Hey, man,
it's called Train. But it's
that
great.
sounds
The
good, man.
Hey Pat, thanks for the birthday wish,
Excellent.
man. Thanks for the
Excellent.
Pennywise balloon. And hey, Meg.
No, yeah. That sounds cool, man. You say it's got Florida Birch in it.
Yeah, 2008. It's from yeah.
2008. Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. But yeah, definitely give 28 Days Later a rewatch, and definitely target
Yeah,
the.
I've been
I
saying that to
think you
Dave
like
for
this.
months because he covered them last month. So I keep saying to myself that I gotta watch those. Thank you,
Yeah,
May. Love you too,
yeah.
Mace.
I give it at least I give it at least like the Forest for a one time watch. You know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah,
Like
I
for
definitely will because Hector, one of my subscribers,
yes, yeah.
I was
I've been
posting
talking
all
to him
the
for a couple of years.
He's great. He's great. He comments on
He is.
everything. And he's
Yep.
great with picking out photos too, because I put on my wall the other day, the community tab, like a bunch of pictures and said name the one so he wanted. So I said
Yeah.
pick the next one. He said the forest, and I said I know I've heard of it. I can't think of if I've seen it or not. So I'm sure it's on a Look movie. I'm like
Hector's
almost
cool
positive. Oh, he's
because
great.
Hector will thank you for commenting back. You know what I mean? I've never seen
Oh
anybody
yeah,
do that.
yep.
When you
He's
comment
done
back,
that
he's
too.
like, "Thanks
Yep.
for commenting." It's like, "Hey, man, thank you for saying something to begin with." You
Yeah,
know,
exact to start the discussion. Exactly.
he's the only one I've seen do that. Thank you for commenting.
He's great with that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been talking to him for a year or two. He's a really nice
Yeah,
guy,
he's
man.
Yeah, it's been about a year since you subscribed to your show. Yeah, it's been wow. I can't believe how fast fucking time goes.
Definitely.
For
Yeah,
us.
man, we had a great time picking this out again, man. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I love this movie.
Thanks for letting me be a part of your birthday coming in, man. I got to be a part of your
Of course.
birthday win.
Absolutely, man. It's been a blast. Definitely.
Hey, Pat, you know it's black and well, it's gonna be changed back to see I fucked with it so much, Pat, that
That's what I used to do.
2 weeks before I can change it. Now I gotta wait 14 days before I can change it back. Put my pictures back. Yes, I will return. My blackened stage is over, and I will be back to just being the old Oracle here really soon. Well, I already am, as you can see. I'm back to my old self. And but it won't be called blackened again. I think a lot of people are having trouble. I've had several people say, "Man, I had trouble finding you. I looked through, and then also I noticed this in my, people that I was subscribed to, and it said blackened. I was wondering who in the hell it was. I looked, and it was you."
May said you turned off the lights.
Yeah, the last 2 nights I've been doing it in the dark. I set it up for like a theater experience. You know what I mean?
That's what I do with my video. And Hector, that's me and him have like an ongoing joke of him saying like, pay your electricity bill, and I say, yo, it's for ambiance. I can't watch movies with blaring fucking lights in my face. Like I can't do it. So if I'm just doing my regular videos, I got enough like this. Like right now, you can see me. All that matters what I'm talking about.
Well, I stopped doing about a year ago. I was doing them all like this. You can go back and look at my watches about a year or so ago through last fall into last winter. I was doing them all in the dark. But then everybody started bitching at me because they couldn't see my collection and shit behind me. They was wanting to see that. So they said, turn on the light so we can see that. So finally I was like, okay, now you can see all my bullshit behind me. Now you can see a couple $100,000 worth of shit. Look at that.
Yes, May knows me too well. Yes, I have a little lamp that fucking falls over all the time. I should just fucking install a big ass overhead light in my room. I don't know why, because I'm lazy. That's why. Laid to Rest. Have you seen the Laid to Rest movies?
Oh, absolutely. Check this out, man.
They are great. And May, that was one of the first movies that that we did a watch of that you were there. Laid to Rest, yeah. I love Chrome. I got to do a video on the second one on Chrome Skull Laid to Rest too.
This is limited to 50 copies. There's 50 copies in the world. This is one of
that's a great cover. It's a great cover. I love the fucking the kills in those movies are fantastic, and they do not. Yeah, they don't. Those films don't get it. They don't get enough. Oh yeah, the first one's way better, but they don't get enough. Oh yeah, she says. May says the knife to the face kill will forever haunt me. Yes, that is such a great kill. Like
to what's her name from 300 and Game of Thrones. That's who that is. It's Kevin Page, and then she plays his wife. Yeah.
When the guy's leaning in the car and then the knife goes right through his face, that's such a great kill. It traumatized May, apparently.
I'm from the dead box, or whatever it is. She said, "Yeah, I'm from the dead box." Remember, because she wakes up, she doesn't know who she is.
Yeah.
From the dead box.
If I always say if those movies, especially the first one, came out like 5 years later, when Terrifier did, it would have blown up just like Terrifier did. Because the kills in Laid to Rest they're right on par with Terrifier, like the gore effects and stuff. So I mean, I feel like those films, because you don't see a lot of people who've heard of the Laid to Rest movies unless they're big slasher fans, but they got pretty much glossed over.
I remember who it was. It was somebody that used to watch me all the time, and it was somebody I expected they would like it. It might be somebody that still does. They said they didn't care that much for either one, the first one or second one. They was going to make a third one, and he was trying to get the money up for years. But the creator, Robert Hall, for years tried to get money up together to make the third one. But he passed away 3 or 4 years ago. He never got to make the third one.
Yeah, that sucks. So that's why I hated. I hate hearing that when there's a found footage movie, Butterfly Kisses, and I love that movie. Yes. And the director died like 2 years ago or
Yeah.
something like that, like a few years after the movie. It sucks because after seeing like a great movie by some director, it's like, man, I really wish I could see something else, by him. But yeah, and unfortunately, he's gone.
So yeah, we won't be getting any more later rest or bar. Yeah, that's always a shame when that happens, man. Yet you got other
Yeah,
fuckers that live to be 95 years old and don't do shit. It's like, damn. What sucks
I
is
know, right?
he didn't make money off it. We would have had the third one, but like I said, he was counting
Yeah,
on everybody else to help him get up the money because he just didn't make money off it.
yeah. No, yeah,
So
because
keep us
they got glossed over completely, those films. That's why I feel if they came out right around when Terrifier did,
yeah.
Chrome Skull would be a huge horror icon now, just like Art and Victor Crowley and stuff like that. It just came
Yeah,
out,
because
I
this
guess, at the wrong time for slashers
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I can't remember exactly. It doesn't say on here. I have another one up there of Late Rest, but it seems like it came out in fucking '08 or '09 maybe, and that was a terrible time to come out with them, especially an independent
Yeah,
like that. It just seen by many people. So
and
it's
it
like,
was a lot more. The paranormal activities were huge at the time. That was like the mainstream, like what was leading mainstream horror, 2008, 2009, 10. So slashers, especially ultra gory ones, independently released, yeah, are in the middle of that other type of, ghost found footage type of medium that was huge at that time. It's not going to do
yeah,
successful, and it's a shame because
yeah.
the collector. Yeah, someone mentioned the collector movies.
That came out about
Similar,
the same time as Laid to Rest, but for some reason it
yeah,
overshadowed it.
yeah.
Hey,
Same. That's why I brought it. I was going to bring it up, and I saw it in the comments. Russell mentioned same thing with the collector films. Like those would have been bigger
that's,
too. I feel that's
I
cool.
got some of the
That's
best.
such a great shirt. Yeah, I
You
want a
can
piece
get
of
this
shirt.
on oh fuck, what is that? It starts with a P, and it's like a shirt place. I think this is still for sale. They got a couple of different pieces of shirts. That's also where
I
I got
gotta
my
check it
zombie,
out.
the Splinter scene, and the fat zombie scene. They're like 20
Sweet.
bucks a piece, man. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I gotta check that out. Yeah, the collector
They got some good
films.
Halloween.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
the collector
they're
movies
both
in a
good.
long time.
I guess they're making a third one of the collector.
I've been hearing that for years, and then it like got delayed, and then it wasn't happening, and now it's happening again. It's just like definitely had trouble
Quit
getting
threatening
that
us.
one going.
Quit threatening us and do it, damn it.
Yeah, right.
Don't threaten me with it. Do it. But yeah, man. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming through and joining us on this,
Yes,
man. And like I
guys.
said,
Thank you guys
thanks
for the
again,
birthday
JT.
wishes.
We got a lot of shit. We're working together. We've got a lot of shit coming for the original Halloween
Absolutely, man.
78. Maybe other shit mixed with it next month. So we're going to be doing a lot of collabs next month. We're
We
devoting
got
ourselves to this Halloween 78. Like I said, I got my
hell yeah.
altered tales. And JT will come up with all kinds of cool new shit. So things will be
Yep,
fucking badass because we both are a couple of Halloween '78 horrors, so you can definitely count on
absolutely,
that. But
definitely.
I'll go ahead and let you go, man. Let you get to what you're doing. I'm sure you got something else you want to do or whatever. You probably have a new
Yeah,
vid out in a couple hours.
yeah. It's probably
So,
depending on what. Maybe I'll watch The Forest. That's probably what I'll do. Maybe throw The Forest on for a little.
definitely. I mean, I don't know if it's on Look Movie or anything, but yeah. Um, if I could send my copy over real quick to you and hand it to you and so you can check it out, I definitely would.
I know you would. Yeah,
Cool,
I
man.
could. I'll find it somewhere for sure. And all these movies, there's a way to find
Thank
them.
you, man.
So
Thank you very much, man.
yes,
I appreciate it.
yes, May.
And once
Thank you,
again,
May.
I do want to tell you and thank you again for being my friend through all that bullshit. You
Of
didn't
course,
waver,
man.
stayed right there with me, and I so much appreciate it, man. You're like a bro now.
I'm
Some other
always here
people,
for you, bro.
I want to shout out to that did that for me. I really needed, and I was so thankful for it. Um, Mayanne didn't waver. Anytime I talked to her, she was always sweet. John Steele, Juno from Juno 2000, Eric from Hey Internet, Eric here, and of course Knight. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. I think you guys too. These people, JT and those people I just named, really stuck by me and never wavered friends, no matter what. And I thank them very much. Um,
Anytime,
I'll
man.
let you guys go. And thanks again. And we talk all the time, so I'll be talking to you soon, and
Yeah,
we'll get this class together and get it done, man. So
awesome.
you
Sounds
guys have
good,
a
brother.
great night. Much love to you. And
Yes,
yeah, that'll be
everybody,
it.
take care. I'll have a stream. I'll probably do like a little hangout birthday stream tomorrow night, or tonight.
Cool.
Like I've got a little something horror talk and shit like that. So yeah, I'll post it. I'll let you guys know. But as always, thanks for having me on, man. This was awesome watching pieces as usual.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Happy birthday again. That is
Thanks
JT's
again,
horror discussions. I am Gorophobe, and you guys are not. Have a great night.
Take care, guys.